Hello, it's Camille, and welcome back to day 25 of the 31-day Proverbs challenge. It's going to be done soon. That's really crazy. So this morning, I was having my devotions to the Lord, and I was getting so distracted. And so I did my own challenge, my 30-minute challenge, which I totally challenge you to do. Basically, just set your timer for 30 minutes on your phone or your stopwatch, and just have 30 minutes of phone-free time with God, because you got to focus that mind. Pray and ask the Lord to help you and direct you through the Word of God. The Bible is just, if you just take a little bit of time to really get into it, you're going to start just feasting. So good. So please like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of my new videos. And I love your comments. Thank you guys so much. And let's get into chapter 25. These are also Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied out. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. The heaven for height and the earth for depth, and the heart of kings is unsearchable. Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer or refiner. Take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne shall be established in righteousness. Put not forth yourself in the presence of the king, and stand not in the place of great men. For better it is that it be said to you, Come up here, than that you should be put lower in the presence of the prince whom your eyes have seen. Go not forth hastily to strive, lest you know not what to do in the end thereof, when your neighbor has put you to shame. Debate your cause with your neighbor himself, and discover or betray not a secret to another, lest he that hears it put you to shame, and your infamy turn not away. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold and pictures of silver. As an earring of gold and an ornament of fine gold, so is a wise reprover upon an obedient ear. As the cold of snow in the time of harvest, so is a faithful messenger to them that send him, for he refreshes the soul of his masters. Whoso boasts himself of a false gift is like clouds and wind without rain. By long forbearing or patience is a prince persuaded, and a soft tongue breaks the bone. Have you found honey? Eat so much as sufficient for you, lest you be filled therewith and vomit it. Withdraw your foot from your neighbor's house, lest he be weary of you and so hate you. A man that bears false witness against his neighbor is a maul or a club, and a sword and a sharp arrow. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. As he that takes away a garment in cold weather, and as vinegar upon niter, so is he that sings songs to a heavy heart. If your enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he be thirsty, give him water to drink. For you shall heap coals of fire upon his head, and the Lord shall reward you. The north wind drives away rain, so does an angry countenance a backbiting tongue. The north wind drives away rain, so does an angry countenance a backbiting tongue. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman and in a wide house. As cold waters to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country. A righteous man falling down before the wicked is as a troubled fountain and a corrupt spring. It is not good to eat much honey, so for men to search their own glory is not glory. He that has no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So there's this story. I looked it up online the other day. You can look it up too. I think it was Gary Smalley told somebody that if you read the Proverbs for 5 years, you'll become a millionaire. And so I think he did it actually in 2 years. It could have even been 1, because the Lord gave him a great idea. He acted upon it and he became a millionaire. Because the wisdom in this book is just, you can't help but when you follow it, it's going to produce fruit in your life. So good. So I think this is great. It says, take away the dross from the silver, and there comes forth a vessel for the finer or the refiner. That's what God is doing in our life. He's getting rid of the dross or the things that make the silver or the gold impure, and then we can actually be used to be shaped into something amazing or beautiful or actually useful. God has different purposes for all of us, and none of them are more important than the other. And it doesn't matter if you're a more prominent person or you're more behind the scenes, or maybe in this season of your life you're growing and you're not ready to be in the next place. God is the one working in you to create in you the person that He needs you to be to reach more people, and also a person that's just not going to be stuck in their own world all the time, their own pain, their own bitterness, their own unforgiveness, their own insecurities. God is working to get all of that dross, out of us. So just continue to let God work in you and know that He is the potter, we are the clay. And if you just let go and just let God just mold you, don't worry about how long it takes. A lot of times, you think you got to be somewhere by a certain time in life, but really, if you're seeking God, you can trust that He's leading your next step, and you don't have to worry about it. He is forming you and molding you into the person he needs you to be, ultimately for him as the bride of Christ. So, by long forbearing is a prince persuaded, and a soft tongue breaks the bone. So important to have a soft tongue. We need to not be sharp with our words. It's so important to have our words seasoned with salt, like the Bible says. We're not called to be sarcastic and rude or whatever, because the thing is, those things really hurt people. A little bit of sarcasm can work sometimes, but overall, when we're always like bringing people down or making people feel badly or whatever, it's not creating a safe environment for people to really bare their hearts to you, be vulnerable without thinking they're gonna get, shot at or joked at. And so some of us who are like witty humor, that's a little bit of a sacrifice to not dog people, but it's something I've learned in my own life, because once in a while someone doesn't know if you're kidding. And it hurts them, and I'm like, I would never ever want you to take that way, and I can't even believe I'd said a joke one time that I thought was an absolute joke, and someone later on told me that they said I was like the rudest person they'd ever met, and I'm like, are you kidding? I had no idea. I would never ever want that, because I'm like generally really encouraging and complimentary, and I see the gifts in people and I call them out, and I'm like, hey, you have greatness in you. But so I learned my lesson, and you just want to use your words to lift other people up and to help them be more of who God called them to be. Personal opinion, but I think it's right. That's all I'm going to go into today. Oh, no, actually, I got one more thing. This is a really big misunderstanding. It says, if your enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat. And if he be thirsty, give him water to drink. For you shall heap coals of fire upon his head, and the Lord shall reward you. So people think, how is that good? What? You'll heap coals of fire on his head? So basically, I looked it up, and I've heard this. It's actually, why would it say after that the Lord shall reward you for doing that? If that was a bad thing, doesn't even make sense. So you have to know culturally in the Bible what was going on. So back in that time, they would have furnaces, and they needed to put coal in those furnaces. So if you ran out of coal, which you have to probably use it for cooking or whatever, you would actually go to your neighbors' houses, put some kind of thing on your head that would collect the coal from your neighbors, and they would give you coal so that you could have, your needs met. And so it talks right here about giving them water to drink and food to eat if they're hungry. So totally makes sense. It's basically fulfill their need, give to them, which is not the person you'd want to give to, and the Lord will reward you. And if there's any person in this world that you want to be rewarded by, it is definitely God, because he is such a lavish giver, because he sees everything and he blesses bigger than you even give. It is absolutely amazing. Like, seriously, invest in your relationship with God. Do some things in secret. Like, do some service. Like, one time I was young and I decided to clean the church bathroom. And I was like 16, 17 years old. And I was like, I just want to do this as unto the Lord. So I cleaned that bathroom. The next day at church, I had been wanting some shoes, some lace-up shoes that were like wedges that had the white little laces and everything. And I also needed some tennis shoes. I wanted some Nike Shox. And so the next day at church, this lady says, she brings this whole box of shoes, and she says, does anybody wear a size 5.5? I just got this whole box of shoes from a garage sale. And I was like, I wear 5.5. I'm like the only person that ever wears 5.5 because I have small feet. And so anyways, there's these shoes from Aldo, which is an expensive brand. There's 2 pairs of Nikes, a pair of pink Nike Shox and another one. There was the shoes that I wanted, the white lace up with like the wedges and everything, island shoes. There was these fancy heels. I used those shoes for years, and it's just this little thing I did to serve the Lord, and like not even expecting a reward, and God just totally did that for me. God is just so good. He just loves to bless us. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to and also, if you guys see my blog, Camille's Journal, and my email list at the bottom, if you'd like to sign up for my emails. In the future, I'll be posting stuff, or you'll see my videos through there, or maybe I'll get some PDFs, something I'm gonna give y'all for signing up. Alrighty, God bless you, and have a great